Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to RP-1. We are really making progress, ready for early satellites here. I went with light just because, I don't know, it's easier, maybe technically. It's possible the other one's easier, just heavier things aren't necessarily harder to get to space, they just require more oomph. But it's perfectly possible the contracts, the way they're written, are, I don't know, they seem to imply this one was easier and we get less money for it, but I figured it's a good place to start. So let's look at, so that downrange one is optional, and we're looking at our first artificial satellite contract. So this is just literally orbit anything. Orbit anything at 150 or higher. So you could combine all, wait, what? Oh. Scientific satellite. This is the one that needs to have the crazy orbit. Solar powered satellite. Needs to generate solar power. Have a positive energy balance. What does that mean? Huh. Okay. Polar orbit. That's a lot harder. I mean, it's not that much harder, but you know, it's relatively tricky because you gotta spend more delta V. Though I guess it's not that different. And then this one is the one that's really different. And why can't I accept that? Oh, because I have a max of 3? Do I have to upgrade to get a higher max? I do. 60,000! Oh, expected cost per day. Interesting. I can't afford that. Well, before... Do we have our first solar panels? No, that doesn't happen till... No, we do. We do have a tiny solar panel. Okay, so I really need the satellite heiress science. We have to beeline it to that. So the first thing I need to do is get more science, because we are not getting a lot of science right now. So let's design a science craft. Yay! I love designing science craft. Not for any particular mission, which feels weird. It feels really weird. And why did the optional one disappear? Kind of interesting. The downrange milestone. If we start running out of confidence, I could try this one. But yeah, I'll take those 3 for now, because this one's a different beast, and it's going to require a different science anyway. So, a different piece of science gear. So let's go ahead and design our first thingy that will go to orbit. This is crazy. I don't even know... Oh, I don't even know where to start, and I love it, and I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited with me. So let's grab... Why does click-through blocker keep changing for off of click? I swear I've changed the settings to be click. Focus follows click. Is that not persistent in your save file? I swear I've done this already. Click-through blocker, focus follows mouse click is selected. But it's not on click mode. It's defaulting to mouse mode. Or is this one of those confusing things where if I click this, it changes it to mouse mode? So the thing that it's displaying to me is actually the thing that it will change to if I click it? I'm not totally sure, to be honest. Okay, anyway, that is neither here nor there. Let's look into, should I do a Sputnik instead of an avionics? I don't really understand the point? Why would I do... Is it just for looks? Like, is this avionics, basically? It has an antenna. I don't know the difference between UHF and VHF. Antenna planning is not needed right now. So, power active 20 watts. Is there a reason? So what's up with this? The black orb? I guess I'm just not entirely confident I understand. What is the point? So it says avionics here in the tag list, but it doesn't have any avionics selection in here. So just for fun, if this is the only thing I have, and then I say attach a booster to it. Oh yeah, see, I can't even... I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, yeah, we can't launch. Sorry, I meant to simulate. I'm gonna turn off part failures for now. I'm assuming I cannot stage. Oh, I can. Weird. Huh. So what do we need avionics for? I'm very, very confused. I'm a confused Kerbal. Has potential upgrades. Because it seems like it has some similar elements, but then it doesn't have the whole avionics thing. But don't you need... Like, what does a science core avionics do? That isn't doing. This type provides no avionics control, much lighter and lower power, fixed mass, cost, and power consumption for each tech level. But isn't that... I'm guessing that this has somehow the same... ability to command the ship, maybe, as a science core. It's a little confusing to me. And like, what's a procedural probe core? Same idea? Probably. So I think it's just for looks. I think that's what's going on here. And maybe, for looks, we should go with Sputnik. For fun. For fun and profit. Though the shape is not my favorite. And do we really need 30 dBm? Because we'll take a lot less power if we reduce that. So antenna planner wise, boom. So TX, RX, I've learned is transmit and receive. So transmitting is just for science transmission power. which doesn't matter as much. And it looks like even at 20 dBm, we can still get to 1,000 kilometers. So if I'm in orbit, you know, we might have to go at an angle. What's the Earth's radius? I'm so used to Kerbal numbers, and I've played J and SQ so often, I don't know what the actual Earth radius is. Earth radius in km. 6,378 kilometers. So we might need, you know, if we're at a really weird angle, we might need to go like 5,000 kilometers here for the distance. Which still, we could transmit 8 bits per second. Okay, so 20 is fine, I think. Okay, we can't transmit at 10 bits. I don't totally understand the difference between transmit and receive still. It has mostly transmit rate matters. Receive only matters if you're making a relay, is what Maximal told me. Okay, so maybe we want a little bit more, maybe 22 dBm. 24? We'll go with 24. Okay. Close that. Now, how do we get our final kick stage? Needs to be very high efficiency, which is going to be our aerobie Zasser, I think. We got a new diameter that we're gonna have to tool. And then we'll make you. Oh, I've got the new one available. What is this? The AJ1027. So compared to the Zasser 2, the burn time goes up by a lot, 52 seconds. And the TWR goes from 134 to 180. Oh, that's beautiful. Huh. But the ISP actually goes down slightly. But with the extra burn time, that can more than make up for it. So yeah, let's go with that. We're gonna get quite a bit of money coming in with our new fancy stuff, so we can afford that. Now we need 50, what was it? 50 something seconds? 57 is the rated time. We can do a full minute of burn on this thing? That doesn't look right. That's a lot of delta V. I just don't like how tall it is. This isn't what we want. Let's go with fillet cylinder with a diameter that's a little bit bigger, more in line with the Putnik. Maybe, yeah, that's about what we want. And then length, we'll get to nice 60 seconds there, which is only 3 seconds over. Oh, I want to go to like 62. Perfect. All right. Now, what else needs to be on the Putnik? And do I want to use the Putnik? Because if I instead used our actual avionics piece, This could just be a much better situation. Like, what's the weight? Because the Putnik is not light. It's 82 kilograms. So if we switch to avionics prototype here, and go with like 1,000 kilojoules. This is all the space that we need, and it only weighs 24 kilograms. So it's really hard to argue that we want to use the Putnik, especially because I can even put that down. Power requirements are 25 watts for the avionics part. I'm still a little confused. You guys are gonna have to help me. What's the difference? That has telemetry, but nothing else. You guys are gonna have to help me on all this. Shoot, I screwed up. Okay. This will be my new route part, and then I'll reroute to you, and then I'll delete you. Yeah, this seems a little smarter. Huh. Yeah, Sputnik is gonna be a little trickier. Okay, we're gonna need to start with stuff at the bottom, like solar panels. We don't need lights, I don't think. Tiny solar panels, static solar panels. What's the difference? There's a big difference. Those are huge. These are not. Okay. We could just put a few. Now the problem with doing it this way is we can't point towards or away from the sun, but charge rate. What do we got? 3 watts? Not very much. Our avionics uses 25. Right? Why am I looking at the Stay Putnik? Yeah, that uses 25 watts. So I need... So maybe that's why you use something like the Stay Putnik. And then you reduce it so it only uses a few watts. Huh. But then why do you need avionics? Oh, I wish I understood. I know you guys are probably frustrated. This one can configure experiments as well, which obviously I'm gonna want to do, and they only use 1 watt. So now the mass spectrometer uses 2 watts and it weighs 2 kilograms, but I think it's still very much worth it. Because we're gonna be in space high potentially if we get a very eccentric orbit. So yeah, I'm still not really sure what's going on here with the Stay Putnik versus... I keep calling it Stay Putnik. Sputnik, you know, the actual name of the thing that actually went to space. Because this is RP-1, isn't it? Now, the solar panels weigh 12 kilograms, so they are significant. So there's a part of me that's like, should we have 1? And then we just put, but no, we can't just do that because we need, this is not, this ship doesn't have control, right? It's just gonna be hurtling through space. Which means I need solar panels going every which way. Now, are we gonna get a new untitled spacecraft? What should we call this? We need a name. Sputnik. I can't type. I don't know if we're gonna get better avionics before then or not. That's what I want to check. Science core gets upgraded again, but we're not going to be doing this node. Decreases power usage. Huh. Purchase this upgrade here before you can use it. Solar panel tech level 1. Huh. Lunar range, communication. There's so many things to learn here. I'm loving it, but I am a little... I don't know why it's really confusing me so much about the Sputnik and what it does and how it's different than a science core avionics. Because it seems like it does the same thing, but it doesn't have all that extra power usage. So there's a part of me that's confused on, like, what is the power usage of the avionics doing if a Sputnik can also stage things? Is it that it can't hold the science experiments? Is it that... I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but like what it... Because we're using 25 watts here. And that's doing what? I don't know the difference. It says science core right here. So I guess the question is, do I do a Sputnik, which is heavier but doesn't require all that power? Or do I do avionics, which requires more power? Decisions. It is a little tricky not having... Oh gosh. After a few days, they're already reducing inefficiency. Wonderful. I am curious, like, what's the best way to deal with solar panels on something that doesn't have the ability to rotate itself around? It is just covering the dang thing in solar panels, right? So no matter what angle the sun is at, you're getting something. You know, something like this. But that's just really inefficient usage. But without more fine controls, I don't really know of a better way to do it. And I need 25 watts. I mean, I guess the question is, do I even need a science core? That comes back to the, what is a science core doing for me? We can put experiments in it. Well, let's just keep working forwards. We'll ignore the Sputnik for now. Ignoring Sputnik, and we shall just add some more solar panels. They don't take away that much delta V for what it's worth. And I assume I need to tool them. Is that why they're so expensive? Or do they actually cost 50 a piece, even when tooled? I think they cost 50 a piece, even when tooled. Wow. Solar panels are expensive. Wow. Now, why does that say cost 0? Oh, because it allows you to choose different shapes. I missed that part. Aha. Ooh. Cool. I see. Nice. So like those would be 22 watts a piece. All right. But for now, we'll stick with this idea. We'll test it. So I'm gonna need this craft to be able to turn itself to kick the last stage at the right direction. Is it gonna be a 2-stage kick? Like we get up to 160 kilometers, point directly prograde, and then we have 2 stages in a row that just prograde burn? That's my thinking. Kind of like we did last time, the double aerobie. Yeah. Okay. Procedural decoupler. Coupling, procedural decoupler. Shape, cone. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Just some sort of decoupler. 18 kilograms? That's pretty light. And then we get 2 stages. Yeah, we get another 1,000 delta V out of that. So there's 3860 delta V. Now I'm gonna be in space when both of these activate, so these could both be more squat and fat, and I could put them in a fairing. Really no cost to doing that. In fact, spin stabilization works better on squat fat things. I'll have you know. Oh, that's the decoupler. So let's just copy that. And there you go. This feels like a really weird design. Very weird. I like it though. I like it. It needs to be a little longer now. Yeah. Alright, 916 millimeters. Perfect. And then the fillet is... what is it? 600? Alright, so they're these little round bulbous things. You'd think it could figure out the staging on this by itself. Alright, so then we do that. Perfect. Oh, these are looking weird. Need to fix that. Oh, these don't need solar panels. Oh, this is so cool. I like it. Oh, we're gonna need a hot stage, so that staging's wrong. But ignore that for the moment and ask yourself, how do you get here? You need 6,000 delta V on the lower stages, and the lower stages therefore are going to need to have an actual avionics core, which I am used to being 1.8 meters. And by actual avionics, I mean, I don't know why I'm using a fuel tank. I mean, of course, the near-Earth avionics, which is here. Are we gonna have the next one? I don't know. Controllable mass, I don't know. 50? 60? 40? 20? Let's do 25 for now. That doesn't look right. What? The other one was not this big. $25 tons, 1,000 kilojoules. No, I meant to hit save, and then, so, like, I'm thinking about these guys, you know? This is how big the avionics is. And that's set for 22 tons. And its length is only 356 millimeters? Diameter 1.8. And this guy... Oh, the diameter's not 1.8. I thought I changed... Oh, you know what? I changed that on the other part. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. Alright, 1,000. There we go. That's what I was expecting to see. And then we'll put all this in a fairing. So we need a regular old payload fairing. Not boat tail. Just procedural fairing. Is there a flat for non-interstage? I guess we can just do this. But then we won't need the procedural decoupler. And then we want you to be base size 1.8. Decoupler enabled, fairing nodes. I always like odd numbers like 5 or 3. Because I think that's cool. There's the egg. Kind of heavy. Oh well. Cool. Alright, so this thing, we need to put about 6,000 delta V below it. Oh god. I think I'm doing this all wrong, by the way. Because let's think back to our other ships, like this one. This has 3,000 delta V in the first stage, and that was enough to get me to like 50 kilometers. So I probably need, maybe I'm onto something actually. 6,000 delta V to get in position, and then 4,000 to kind of kick into orbit might be about right. Maybe that's not crazy. Maybe that's not crazy. But the real question is, how am I gonna get that high? Because I don't have way better engines. Do I have this one's second configuration yet? No. So I'm almost wondering if we need to use like the XLR, just because we could have something in the middle stage. So that needs ground clamps. The only ones I could handle would be the Veronique, the XLR 11, XLR-10 needs clamps. And we've got this thing, which is for space rocket aircraft and has a terrible TWR. So I don't think that's going to be very good for us. It's also probably too slow. And then this is basically a double aerobie, so it's not that different. What's the difference between these two? They're about the same weight. The Veronique has a better TWR, and the ISP is 250 versus 226. So the Veronique is better in every way. Subject to ullage. Ullage, I think is how you say that. Ullage. That just feels weird to say. Anyway, ullage. The burn time on this, however, is 5 ever, so I can go as long as I want, whereas the burn time on that's only 45 seconds. Because one of them is made for spacecraft. So what if I were to do this? Let's investigate. You know, we're here to investigate and learn. So we go to HP aluminum fuselage, fill XLR. Go to diameter 1.8. We get to a max of about 2400 delta V with infinite fuel. What's the burn time? Continuous runtime of 5 minutes. So there's a 1509 delta V, or this thing. Oh, does this need high pressure? Hold on. Pressure fed. Yeah, they're both pressure fed. Why does this have 1 liter of furfural in it? What is that about? That's weird. Huh. Any whoosies, it's probably like realistic or something. The rated runtime on you is only 45 seconds, so we gotta go way shorter here. And do you have configurations? You do, but we need basic rocketry. That makes the ISP kind of reasonable. 261. But yeah, for now we can only go 52 seconds. No, 50 seconds. So that delta V only gives us 800. Interesting. Now it's 1500. But it brought our start mass to 7.4, and this is only a start mass of 3.6. So, I mean, this is definitely the idea. The other problem is I don't have RCS figured out yet. So we're gonna have to add orientation to this stage so we can get pointed exactly right. There's so many little things to do, but you have the gimbals to point you correctly, so I don't think we need RCS, actually. I don't think we need RCS. I'm really enjoying this. I don't know how to get to space. I've never had this problem in Kerbal Space Program. How do we get to space? I mean, I think we're on the right path here. I could cluster some Veroniques, right? But I'm also curious, like, how much can we lift with the RD-101 anyway? We might be overworking it to the point where it's not even worth it to add that much more, because we're losing Delta V on the first stage. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm thinking, though, 2 Veroniques could be pretty strong. Maybe. But then, of course, we've already discussed this. We would need to angle them in for not getting screwed over reasons because of residuals. Well, no, this would be more for not residuals reasons. This would be more for burnout engine failure reasons. I need a fine adjust here. I want to get this right. That feels... I really need a smidge more. Whoa. Right about there, I think we are slicing that yellow circle in half. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so there's that. Then we need a... Gosh, we need so many things. Then we need an interstage fairing. This is... don't judge me, please. Not too hard, at least. I am feeling very much like I don't know what I'm doing. Fortunately, this needs to be extra tall to connect to that middle node. And then do that. Base size down, top down. So that can just be nice and in line. And then this is going to be our RD-101 stage. Diameter 1.8. Is this pressure fed? No, this one's not pressure fed. So we need regular aluminum fuselage. Fill RD-101. Oh, and this needs to be longer now. Right. Oh no! Screwed it up. Okay. Okay, so this needs to be longer so that the Veroniques have their 52 seconds. Is that about right? Yeah, that's about right. Their reliability kind of sucks. So we've got that. We've got the RD-101, and that puppy can burn forever. Forever being 85 seconds. So we bump you up to 90. Why is that not showing up? Because of ground clamps. Give them the clamps. All right, give him the clamps. Now he's got the clamps. Okay, so now he's measuring Delta V. 90 seconds. Ugh. This is so rough. We're not even close. gotta do something different. Do we need more rocketry? We might need more rocketry before we can do this. Maybe taking this at a breakneck pace was the biggest mistake of all time. I'm kind of excited to see where things go, to be honest. I could be totally screwed right now. These are not decoupled. I mean, let's just see what kind of delta V we get. So stage 1 is activate RD101, then we do those. Then we're going to hot stage the Veroniques and decouple. Fairings I'm gonna put at the top, because we'll do fairings once we get into space. Then something's wrong here. Then we're gonna hot stage Aerobie 1. So we got Veronique, and then we hot stage Aerobie 1, which is this one. Wait, hold on. No, we need to stage. This was the hot stage for Veronique. So Veronique, stage it. And then we've got Aerobie 1, stage it. And then we've got Aerobie 2, stage it. And then those can be there. And then there's nothing in that, stage 0. Okay. That is... This is a spacecraft. Technically correct definition. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to give it a boat tail fairing so that it is more aerodynamic. Though, honestly, might not even matter. But it might. So I will steal it from the craft we've already made. So merge one of these. I will steal the fairing and the boat tail adapter, and then we'll ditch the rest. And then we'll grab the boat tail adapter, put that on. That engine back. Boom. And then I should have stolen the fins too, shouldn't I? Fins. But this is easy. Move those down, rotate a nice little 15 degrees, offset, local. Move them in, beef them up a bit to 0.45. And we'll see if that's enough finnage. It might not be. It might need to be a little bigger. A little bit more out and down. Oh, it's still not enough. Is that better? No. Okay, let's go a little bit more triangular. Okay. I think that's enough. Let's simulate this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I don't know if this is like super boring to you or if you guys like it. I couldn't tell you what you like and don't like, but I very much enjoy the designing process, and I feel like it's an important part of this Let's Play. But if you're like, no, I'd like you to skip some of the designing and just summarize what you did, let me know in the comments. I'm willing to shift some of these things, but let me know if you like it the way it is. I don't know if autopilot's gonna work or not. Are you gonna work properly? Stage fairings win. I mean, theoretically, the stage fairings should work. Maximal mentioned it could be the staging fairings wasn't working on the inner stage fairings, but it might work on regular fairings. So that's possible that that was the issue that we had last time. Now, the ascent path. I'm gonna do 260 degrees. Let's just see what happens. Oof, we are not fast, that's for sure. We're not going very fast. Oh, I'm gonna need fins for the Veronique stage, I just realized. This is gonna be hilarious. And, yep. Flippy, flippy egg. LOL. So do these not gimbal? I don't think those gimbal. If the Veroniques don't gimbal, then that's a problem. Because that was kind of my whole... These have no gimbal. Oh no. Wait, where do we see if they have a gimbal? Control, gimbal. Oh no, they don't gimbal. No, does the XLR11 gimbal? That doesn't gimbal either. Oh jeez. See, I was gonna rely on a gimbaling engine. Are we in booster territory? Are we in million Nike booster territory? No, that's not gonna fix this. But the Veronique's gonna be useless. Or I add RCS. Guys, I don't know what to do. We're definitely gonna need some more science. I mean, I know that much. So let's take a break. So we can at least accomplish something in this episode. And let's design a little science craft. We want to open... What would be our best... Maybe the Aerobie 4? With a bit more juice in the thing with the mass spectrometry. And instead of a payload here of 50 kilograms, we take a biological experiment. Oh, but that only... Oh, we have to recover it. So in that case, we open the returner. So yeah, we should call this the Aerobie returner. I've just confused my naming scheme. Because now all my Aerobies are of the same numbering system, so I've really screwed things up. But what I'm thinking is this one can take a biological sample. And that needs to be in space. What was it? Flying high, space low, space high, and it needs 20 minutes. So we could grab 2 of them. Wait, does that? That is? Sample size 1 slot. Does that mean you can only get I actually don't know how that works. Like, because it's going to start collecting data when we're flying high, but does that mean it won't collect data in space low? How does that work? I'm not sure how that works. Let's get 200 kilojoules here. And then the tank, HP, aluminum. Oh! No. We would like our fancy new aerobie engine. Thank you very much. I would like the AJ-10. Right? Do we want the AJ-10? I mean, yeah, the number of thrust seconds it gets is unparalleled. So if we were going to do the Zasser 2, this would give me 2821. Wait, no, it's too long though. Hold on. The Zasser 2 can burn for 40 seconds, so we'd go for like 52 or something. So this would be about 2300 delta V. Yeah, and if I switch to the AJ-10, it can burn for 52 seconds, so I can go to like 62. Whoa, this is way too long. But 2600 delta V. Woof! Now that is a long boy. Definitely need a little bit more diameter to this. Okay. So that's about what we want. And then rather than a Tiny Tim, we could do one of these Nikes to really get it going. Coupling, hollow inner stage. So what's this do for us? 500 delta V on this first stage. I love that. We're gonna need fins on that puppy though, otherwise we'll be very unstable. I'll put 4 fins on it. And then this guy goes up. For returning, we want fairly weak fins. So I'll go down to 0.1 on those. And then you need to be next size. I'm just gonna leave the settings the way they are. And we'll see if it works. And then this flares out a bit more on the bottom. And are you giving me enough power? Hold on. What is open here that I don't want to be open? Communication. 400 power. That's fine. Communication, 20 dBm is good. Science core. Telemetry. Sample capacity. But it can't... There are no experiments in here that require samples. I wonder, mass spectrometer. Yeah. Okay, I forgot the mass spectrometer. There we go. And then we want that to be started, and we want this to be started. Okay, so that's all set up. This is my new jam. And we're gonna angle it a little bit. That might be too much. So that we're not just going straight up. Okay, Okay, why does that hurt my brain to look at? Are you guys seeing this? I feel like I'm like watching a funhouse mirror with this launch clamp. It looks... It's not even working now. It's very wrong. Let's not use that type of launch clamp, how about? Use some of these Apollo style. I feel like we need to hold it higher up. That somehow looks better. This whole thing just looks wrong. Okay. Let's simulate. Will this do what we want it to do? We need to switch that. Need that, and then we need a hot stage. 1 second. Solids 0.03 maybe. I don't know what we're gonna need for that, but let's try it. Okay, what I do want to check, I actually need to look. We might be going too fast for the aerobie to ignite. We might need a hot stage a lot earlier. So let me fix the staging here. Okay. And then when I simulate, I'm going to enable part failures because I need to look at the dynamic pressure and how it's affecting the aerobie ignition chance here. So when I hit go, we're watching right here, ignition chance. Yeah, see, we need to ignite it. Honestly, I think I probably just need to ignite it on launch. Because that's just how aerobies kind of are. So just like that. I could hot stage it like 1 second after we ignite. That would probably, you know, it'd save me a little delta V. But this is fine. Though it never dropped. Wow, were the residuals that bad? I think the residuals on Nikes might be pretty high. Predicted residuals 10%. Oh yeah, okay, that's rough. So let's go with 0.2 for this, see where that leaves us. Nope. 0.3 maybe? I see. It's too much. So maybe 0.1. Let's try 0.1. And then will you give me a perfect flight? Okay, that was quite a bit better. Now we're flying. Yeah, we'll see what this biological sample does for like total science. It's hard without actually recovering it. We won't see how much we get back. Because yeah, I'm not sure how it handles multiple situations with one sample. Okay, Okay, so here we go. We're about 40. There we go. So now the sample is running. And we're collecting info. The mass spectrometry is running. And we'll have a couple minutes of that. And that's transmitting, so we can see the science going up from that. But this is just collecting. And now we're in space high, collecting more data. So what would it do to have multiple samples? What would be the point of that? Let me know in the comments. My guess is just that multiple samples would make it happen faster. Does that mean we could also get another avionics to make it happen faster? It's possible. We're gonna call this Aerobi Sciencer. I'm gonna assume it lands safely. It's gonna be hilarious when it doesn't, but let's try this out. It's gonna cost us some money to tool because of that new tank size. How is the rollout time? Oh. I was on the wrong LC. 66 days. That's not at max, right? Yeah, there we go. Are we too tall? 11.3 meters. How is this 11.3 meters? Is that really that tall? What? No. Really? We're gonna have to modify to add three. I want to keep the tonnage the same. And we also have to, it's gonna change some resources because we probably need the helium. I guess helium's free too. Alright. We'll modify that. We'll save you. And we will... where do we save to plans again? I was just in... where do I save it to plans? Here. There it is. All right, and we're fixing those issues. All right, cool. So now we get to fast forward for the reconditioning. No, sorry, little guys. 10 days. And then we should be able to add... we go to integration, little guys, plans, Aerobi Sciencer 5, close. And then we need to go to staff, engineers. Little guys needs their full amount. By the way, should I hire some more researchers? I definitely think I should. I'll hire 30 more. Okay, we'll warp to complete on that. And let's see how this goes. Should be interesting. Warp to sunrise. Aerobie Sciencer 1. Or 5. Hopefully we'll get enough science to do something useful. Engage ascent guidance. And 0.1 is what we had. Alright. We're off and away. Collecting some science. Let me make sure they're all deployed. Or turned on. They are. Okay, so we're starting with 2.4 science. Let's see how much this trip gets us. Hyperwarp until we are 140, and then we'll regular warp. It's looking like a juicy amount of science here. Will we survive re-entry? I mean, we should. The fins are weak, so they're going to pop off. We're only going 2,000 meters a second, which hasn't been enough to damage anything else thus far. Okay, there we go. Fins pop off. Everything else just slows down, and we're good to go. All right, hyperwarp. Our way down to the surface here. This poor biological sample, whatever it is not appreciating what's happening. Oh, that's really funny to think about, actually. Oh yeah, we actually have too much parachute action going on here. Way too much parachute action. I wonder how much we collected. Alright. Sweet. That was the actual mission. We did a real mission. We didn't just plan things. I mean, we did plan things, but we also recovered science from space. How much? Ooh. Cool. Alright, and that gets us enough to work on satellite era science. I mean, do I need satellite era electron? Oh, I do. Right, I need to do that one first, and then I can do this one. Right. And then I think we've decided I very badly need better rockets. Oh, interesting. Baby Sergeant 11X cluster. Huh. Maybe we need those. Hmm. Interesting. Well, we've got a lot of research ahead of us, but our funding is providing us with a lot of money. So I think it's time. Like right now, it's going to take me 2 years to get done with basic rocketry. We need to get way faster than that. I only have 3 years total. Oh dear. Yeah, we need to buy a lot more researchers. How many? I don't know. Like, a lot more. Let's do auto hire to 250 with reserved funds of 15,000. Okay. It'll only take us 60 days to get there, and let's see what that brings our final thing to. So right now it's September of 56. And this will change it to Oh, nice. Got early material science done. And that brings us down to April of 56, which September of 57 is my deadline. That's cutting it pretty close still, but my balance is down to 254. Reputation is gonna drop below max pretty soon. This is all very tricky. Okay, well, we're gonna keep designing. Now we can design as if we have basic rocketry. So what does that unlock? I need to think about what basic rocketry unlocks so we can plan for it. It has a few new engines. What is this? Ground support clamps. This one is not ground support clamps. Scud. Okay. 2-chamber booster. And the XLR-25. This is for spacecraft. But it's not subject to ullage. So there's that. And then we get another RD-100 upgrade. 102, 103. Huh. So could this be... Could Scuds be what we need? Do they have gimbals? They have gimbals. Okay. So maybe my plan is to use the Scuds for... Where is it? Spudnik. Maybe I should call it Scudnik. Alright. And then we're also gonna finish... Well, we just did finish material science, right? So I can go to... Stringer tanks. Right, yeah. So we've got 6330 meters a second right now. By increasing these... Go up to... Nope, we don't go up. Why did we not go up? There we go. 6620. Now the burn time is a little too... Shouldn't these be the same? Oh, there we go. So 62 seconds. That's too much. 66 seconds of burn time. Yeah, we need to make these a little less long. Yeah, we'll go to 860 millimeters. But that saves us some weight on the lower stages. Every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. Okay, and then here we've got the Veroniques. And what was their other configuration? That doesn't happen to give it a gimbal, does it? No. Just better performance. So this is not the play. The play is these things. Oh, it's big. But it fits perfectly, though, in what we kind of already had set up. Okay. Pressure fed. So you need to be HP AL stringer tank. Fill the scud. And the scud is rated burn time of 95 seconds. So then you can go... Just want to look at our options here. No upgrades for a while. Whoa, that really changes it. It goes to being not pressure fed. The burn time goes down, but the thrust goes way up. Interesting. I don't know if that's better or not. It's definitely different. Anyway, for now, let's just get this burn time correct. So we need a burn time of 95. Look at how consistent the reliability already is. So I can easily go to 95, 100, so 105 seconds. Let's do that. Right there. 105 seconds on that stage, and it has a gimbal. So that can steer things into the prograde, hopefully at a high enough altitude. And then this guy stays connected. The height can go down. Extra height can go up. All right. Fairing, extra height. About there. Okay. Happy times. Finally, let's see how much this changes things. This guy, we have good avionics, right? Yeah, avionics prototypes. Are we gonna get early avionics? I don't think we're gonna get that one. Anyway, this guy can now be... Oh, it wasn't even at max utilization. That's why it was so long. Well, that was silly of me. But now we can go to aluminum stringer tank. Go up to there. And then the length... What was the burn time that we wanted? Burn time on the RD100 is 85. So we want 95. Why is it not showing up? Oh, because we gotta fill. Here we go. Okay, that gets us up above 7,000 atmo, 8,300 vacuum. And then we are gonna get basic rocketry done, so we get 2 more options here. And this one. Chinese derivative. How much better is this? Very different. Whoa. That's huge. Look at the burn time on that one. Dang. Time of 130. So expensive though. Is this better? 83 instead of 85. The ISP is like a couple higher. The engine mass is a couple lighter. Like this feels very samey. And I can't even tell if it's better. It says improved RD101. Is it really improved? I guess the thrust is a little bit higher. I mean, it's 20 kilonewtons higher. So that's boosting the thrust by what? About 5%. It's not reducing the burn time by 5%, so I guess overall that's a good change. But it's really not that much of a change. And then there's this thing, which goes crazy with rated burn time. And it's better ISP as well. So that might be our ticket to space. We can definitely try the RD102 first. Just to see. Its SLT will be a little bit better for me. Alright, and this time we need 93 seconds. Okay. Well, this is a little better. Let's just see what happens. Now that we have a gimbaling. And we're gonna have to hot stage that one, and then hot stage that one, and then hot stage that one. And we'll see if this gets us anywhere near space. Well, it'll get us near space. Will it get us anywhere near orbit? And the answer to that, I do not know. Oh, she's tipsy. Why are we so tipsy? Does this not have a gimbal? What the heck was that? Something I don't know what that was. Let's try again. It's like it wasn't controlling it at all. Insufficient avionics. So it's a dumbfire missile until it gets down to 25 tons. That's hilarious. Alright, I need to fix that. And now I can control it again because it burns enough fuel to be light enough. That's kind of funny. I hadn't considered that as an option before, but I guess it technically is. I mean, it's actually a reasonable strategy if those stupid launch clamps wouldn't always kick things sideways randomly, which causes you to then do what happened on the last launch. If that didn't happen, it would actually kind of be a fun strategy. Okay, so pretty soon it should automatically hot stage the next one. Probably gonna have drag issues. No, we're okay. We're okay. It's working. It's working. You'll notice we still have not staged the fairings. I don't think this stage fairings thing is capable. I don't know what's going on. But it should have staged them by now. I mean, we're literally in space. Okay, so it doesn't know how to stage them. Ugh, crap. No! No! We broke it all because of stupid fairings. Well, we learned one thing. Sorry, I might be blaming it a little too soon. It doesn't work when the fairings are not staged in the staging process. But what if we put them in the correct place, which would be after... It would be in this stage. Is when we're gonna want the fairings to pop off. Is it gonna do those properly? My guess is no, but let's find out. Oh, I didn't forget, or I didn't remember to do the avionics thing. All right, go ahead and launch. See, it just like, haha, kaboom. LOL. Let's fix that. Our total weight is 27, 28 tons. Controllable. So configure 28 tons. Size to fit. Save, simulate, simulate. All right, and now engage autopilot, hit space, fail, revert flight. Try again, engage autopilot, hit space, hyperwarp, much better. Initial gravity turn. Watch the beautiful stage happen. Okay, it hasn't popped the fairings immediately. That's a good sign. It's a very good sign. What our dynamic pressure is. Is this going to tell me? I don't think so. A bit worried that it hasn't popped the fairings. Oh, there we go. It did work. Okay, perfect. So it does work with regular fairings. That's the important piece. And then here, we're gonna need to spin stabilize because those have no gimbals. Just a little bit of spin. Okay. Hyperwarp. Get here. What's our orbit look like? Yeah, not gonna happen, is it? A valiant attempt, but still quite lacking. Wow. And we don't have enough to charge. I mean, we can see here. We're still negative 13 watts. All right, well. We are screwed. I did a breakneck pace for something I didn't know how to complete. This is so cool, though. I like failing. So I might do a little bit of investigation into some ideas in between this episode and the next, just so we're not completely flailing. I might try a couple things. Or I might ask for some ideas on what combinations of things can actually get you to space. It might be... I mean, just for kicks, let's see what changes. We'll be done with the episode after this. Let's see what changes if we do use the 5D60 thing. Because the burn time is just so much longer. We get a burn time of 130, so I can go to 140 seconds on this. Kind of insane. In fact, it's a bad idea because look at our SLT. Our SLT is so bad. That being said, maybe with boosters it could work, but then it also, look at the mass. I mean, we just have to spend so much on this thing. So I don't love this idea, but it is technically an idea. But I think we'll probably just want the RD. Oh, wait a second. The RD-103... has a little bit better thrust. We also unlock it. I don't know, is that even worth it comparatively? It's way more expensive for the same idea. But the extra thrust might be enough that it becomes a little bit better. I mean, regardless, the RD-103 is an upgrade over the 102. Because it has a better rated burn time, it weighs less, and it has better ISP, and it has higher thrust. So, like, between all of those things, there's no reason not to use it other than price. And it's not really that expensive. It's just 50 grand to unlock. That's kind of expensive. Anyway, I mean, you don't want your SLT off the launch pad to be less than like 1.3. Or even like 1.4. So, because at some point you just start fighting gravity losses so much. But 1.3 could do it. And then, yeah, it could get us a little closer to orbit, but we're still gonna need some help. All right, well, we're gonna continue developing our early satellites in the coming episodes. We're gonna call this it for today. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.